In the world of health and nutrition, we're constantly bombarded with advice about what we should and shouldn't eat. For decades, fat-rich foods have been vilified, and we've been led to believe that eating high-fat foods will clog our arteries, spike our cholesterol, and contribute to weight gain. But what if some of these assumptions are based on outdated science? What if one of the fattiest fruits in the produce aisle, avocados, could actually improve your health? This question is exactly what Dr. Robert Miller, a renowned medical expert and best-selling author, set out to answer in a unique and intense 10-day experiment. The results, which surprised even seasoned clinicians, challenge traditional views on dietary fat and offer insight into how natural, whole foods can impact metabolic health, inflammation, and cardiovascular risk factors. In this detailed exploration, we'll walk through Dr. Miller's entire 10-day avocado experiment, the scientific rationale behind it, how he structured the trial, the biological metrics he measured, the surprising results he uncovered in his blood work, and the broader implications for everyday eaters seeking to optimize their health. Designing the experiment: 104 servings of avocado in just 10 days. To conduct a controlled and impactful self-experiment, Dr. Miller set a bold goal: to eat 104 servings of avocado over a 10-day period. This meant consuming approximately 10.4 servings of avocado per day, an enormous amount by any standard. In terms of caloric intake, that translates to more than 8,600 calories from avocados alone. Over the course of the 10 days, Dr. Miller didn't isolate avocados as his only food source. Instead, he incorporated them into his normal diet in a way that allowed avocados to account for about 31% of his total daily caloric intake. That's a massive shift in macronutrient distribution. His objective wasn't just to eat a lot of avocados, it was to observe the physiological changes that such a high intake would produce in his body. Specifically, he wanted to monitor changes in several key biomarkers that relate to metabolic health, inflammation, blood sugar regulation, and lipid metabolism. This wasn't a random avocado binge, it was a structured, intentional trial designed to test the boundaries of what we understand about dietary fats, especially those derived from whole, plant-based sources. Apples versus avocados, a surprising comparison. Nearly in the video, Dr. Miller offers an eye-opening comparison that highlights one of the key misconceptions many people have about fruit. Apples, often viewed as a safe or healthy snack due to their low-fat content and widespread acceptance, are surprisingly rich in sugar, particularly fructose. In contrast, avocados, though notoriously high in fat, contain very little sugar and have a much lower glycemic load. When comparing net carbohydrates, the digestible portion of carbohydrates that affect blood sugar, avocados have a significant advantage. To put it plainly, apples may offer fiber and antioxidants, but they can also contribute to blood sugar spikes and insulin resistance if consumed excessively, especially in individuals with prediabetes or metabolic syndrome. Avocados, with their minimal sugar content and abundant healthy fats, offer a metabolic profile that is far more friendly to blood sugar stability. This comparison set the stage for why Dr. Miller chose avocados not just as a nutrient-dense food, but as a metabolically intelligent one that may support healthier blood sugar regulation and lipid profiles. Blood test results after 10 days of avocados. After 10 days and 104 servings of avocado, Dr. Miller had a full panel of blood tests performed. These were designed to measure several key biomarkers that reflect overall metabolic health. The results were nothing short of remarkable. 1. Blood sugar and insulin, better than before. One of the main concerns when consuming a diet high in calories, even from whole foods, is the risk of elevated blood sugar and increased insulin resistance. However, Dr. Miller's results demonstrated the opposite effect. His blood glucose levels remained stable and within the optimal range. In addition, his HbA1c, a long-term measure of blood sugar control, did not rise and remained within healthy bounds. Most interestingly, his insulin levels slightly declined, an indicator that his insulin sensitivity had actually improved. This finding alone challenges the assumption that high-calorie diets are inherently harmful. When the calories come from whole food sources like avocados, the body's metabolic response can be entirely different than if the same number of calories were consumed through processed or sugary foods. 2. Inflammatory markers. Significant reduction in inflammation is a silent but deadly contributor to a host of chronic diseases, from cardiovascular disease to cancer to neurodegenerative disorders. Dr. Miller was particularly interested in tracking his inflammatory biomarkers to see how they responded to his high avocado diet. After 10 days, there was a significant reduction in several critical inflammation-related blood markers. C-reactive protein (CRP), a standard measure of systemic inflammation. CRP levels dropped meaningfully. Homocysteine, elevated levels of this amino acid are associated with higher risk of cardiovascular events. His homocysteine levels decreased significantly. Ferritin, though primarily a measure of iron stores. Ferritin is also an acute phase reactant and can rise in states of inflammation. His ferritin levels dropped noticeably. These changes suggest that rather than exacerbating inflammation, the fats and micronutrients in avocados may actually help quell the body's inflammatory response. 3. Lipid profile. A heart-healthy shift. Cholesterol and triglycerides are often the first things people think about when they hear the word fat. Many assume that eating high-fat foods must result in elevated cholesterol levels. But again, Dr. Miller's results defied this expectation. After 10 days of avocado loading, total cholesterol dropped. LDL bad cholesterol decreased. Triglycerides, which are associated with metabolic syndrome, also fell. HDL good cholesterol increased. But even more telling was the shift in LDL particle size. Dr. Miller's labs showed a decline in the number of small, dense LDL particles, the type most strongly associated with atherosclerosis. Simultaneously, the average size of LDL particles increased, which is considered protective against heart disease. This shift in lipid subtypes suggests not only a healthier cholesterol balance, but also a lower risk of plaque formation in the arteries. Avocados as a fasting-mimicking food. Dr. Miller introduced a novel and compelling idea. Avocados might function as a fasting-mimicking food. While traditional fasting involves restricting all food intake, certain foods may trigger many of the same beneficial cellular responses associated with fasting, without requiring you to skip meals. Avocados are especially well suited for this role due to their low sugar and carbohydrate content, moderate to low protein levels, content of monounsaturated fats, rich fiber, profilabundance of antioxidants and phytochemicals. Whose properties may support autophagy, the cellular cleanup process that fasting initiates, reduce systemic inflammation, and improve metabolic markers without the hunger, fatigue, or inconvenience of traditional fasting regimens. In short, Dr. Miller posits that avocados may offer a way to hack some of the benefits of fasting through strategic eating, not starvation. Nutritional breakdown of avocados. More than just fought, a deeper dive into the actual nutritional data collected during the experiment revealed just how nutrient-dense avocados really are. Over the course of 10 days, Dr. Miller consumed the following, largely through avocado intake. Fiber. Avocados are a significant source of soluble and insoluble fiber, both of which support digestion and gut health. Essential minerals, including iron, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, zinc, copper, and manganese, minerals that support everything from bone density to red blood cell production to enzyme function. Vitamins. Avocados contain vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin K, and a full spectrum of B vitamins, including B5 pantothenic acid, B6 pyridoxine, folate, B9, and even small amounts of B1, B2, and B3. These nutrients help reduce oxidative stress, regulate blood pressure, support brain health, and aid in cellular repair and energy production. In particular, the high potassium content in avocados can help offset sodium and support heart health. Dr. Miller also emphasized the value of the fat in avocados, specifically the monounsaturated fats, which have been linked to better heart health, improved insulin sensitivity, and lower levels of inflammation. The takeaway: a fat-rich food that heals, not harms. Miller's avocado experiment turned traditional nutrition advice on its head. In just 10 days, by consuming a fruit that many would consider too fatty to be healthy, he was able to stabilize and slightly improve his insulin sensitivity DARAs. Several major inflammatory markers shift his cholesterol levels, and LDL particle size toward a healthier profile, nourish his body with dozens of critical vitamins and minerals, mimic some of the beneficial effects of fasting. Without caloric restriction, these results suggest that not all fats are created equal, and that the source of your calories matters just as much, if not more, than the total quantity. In a world that continues to demonize fat and promote low-fat alternatives, Dr. Miller's findings serve as a powerful reminder that real, whole foods, especially plant-based ones like avocados, can play a crucial role in optimizing health. Practical advice: how to incorporate avocados into your diet. If you're inspired to make avocados a regular part of your diet, here are a few tips based on Dr. Miller's approach. Add avocado slices to salads, wraps, and bowls for extra creaminess and satiety. Mash avocados onto whole grain toast or crackers as a nutrient-dense breakfast or snack. Blend into smoothies for a rich, creamy texture that also balances sugar content. Use avocado as a base for sauces or dressings. Its neutral flavor works beautifully with lemon, garlic, herbs, or even chili. Pair with lean proteins and complex carbs for a balanced, blood sugar-friendly meal. Final thoughts: the idea that you can eat a high-fat fruit for 10 straight days and improve your blood work may sound too good to be true, but Dr. Miller's experiment is a compelling demonstration of how food quality trumps food quantity, and how the right kinds of fats can support healing, not harm. Avocados, once feared for their fat content, are emerging as one of nature's most powerful superfoods, packed with nutrients, easy to digest, blood sugar stabilizing, and even inflammation fighting. By understanding their role within a broader dietary context, we can begin to rewrite the narrative around fat and empower more people to make food choices based on science, not fear. So, the next time you slice into a ripe avocado, know that you're doing more than just upgrading your meal. You're nourishing your body in ways that science is only beginning to fully appreciate.